we got an internet beef going on. Not with anyone who has a problem with me, but we got some Twitter gangsters out there. We got Oscar De La Hoya on behalf of Saul Canelo Alvarez, and he sent this message to JC Superstar Jr. He says, Junior, we gave you the opportunity to fight Canelo. Your manager has the contract. Stop tweeting lies, go sign, and we'll be on for May 6th. And so JC Superstar Jr. says, you need to respect more the fighters. I never like to hear your reality. All need each other, champ. And what JC Chavez Jr. is saying, here's how I translate what he's saying. Ante up, Oscar. The offer you gave me is a sucker deal. I'm Mexican too, and I have a solid fan base and a father who didn't make as much money as you, but may be a more historical figure in a pure boxing sense than you will be when it's all said and done. So, there you have it. I mean, Oscar's saying that Julio's lying. Julio Jr. saying, hey, give me my respect. Now, according to Junior, the offer that was made to him was $5 million, while Saul Canelo Alvarez is going to get $25 million. So he said, this guy's getting 5 times as much as me. And, you know, it kind of... I'm going to take Junior's side on this. It kind of reminds me of Don King, arguably the greatest promoter of all time. Julio Cesar Chavez is who he is because of his father. And that's part of the deal. And what I mean by that is he has a big fan base. Saul Canelo Alvarez has a big fan base. But this is a Mexico versus Mexico matchup on Cinco de Mayo weekend. Actually, no, a day after. It's a Cinco de Mayo weekend. And it reminds me of Don King, who, after Muhammad Ali, came Larry Holmes. And nobody really wanted to come see Larry Holmes fight. Mostly because he lacked Muhammad Ali's charisma. So, Don King, knowing how to make money, what did he do? He started bringing Muhammad Ali to come sit ringside at Larry Holmes fights. And what was the end result? More fans came to Larry Holmes fights just so they can see Muhammad Ali ringside than they wanted to see Holmes actually fight. But it worked. What I'm saying is, there are going to be a lot of fans from Mexico supporting each side. But a lot of the fans who maybe not fans of Chavez Jr. and maybe not just fans of Alvarez, they're going to side with probably Chavez Jr. because of what his father did. And a lot of them are going to come because they know his father's going to be ringside, or he might be actually calling the fight because he's done some broadcasting. So I'm with Junior. He deserves more money if that's the offer. And let's add to the hypocrisy. You got Saul Canelo Alvarez asking for a catch weight of, I believe, 165 pounds, might be 164. Now, first it was, well, he's not a middleweight. He's going to need some fights to build up or what have you. Then you give up the so-called prestigious WBC Mexican belt in order to not fight Gennady Golovkin when you had to fight him next. Now, let me just add this. The WBC champions and the top 15 contenders must register in the WBC/VADA Clean Boxing program. Now, when you see most boxers fight once a year or twice a year, I'm not saying any names, it has to do with cycling on and cycling off PEDs. Now, I'm not saying it's happened here, but there have been accusations of diuretics being used when Canelo gets down under 155 pounds, when he looks bloated before and during his training camp. And then he somehow finds a way to get below 155, or at 155 when he was attempting to keep the belts, but below 155 when he didn't want to fight Golovkin. But the fact is, as a junior middleweight, he blows up on fight night, still much heavier than Gennady Golovkin does, and Gennady's a middleweight. And his detractors use that as the basis for the accusations that they make about how that weight's coming off. Personally, I never thought the negotiations for this were serious. I mean, I remember, when Floyd or Manny or Golovkin fight, everybody else comes out and starts talking in order to keep their names relevant and in the press. That's how the game goes. Erislandy Lara, Golovkin has a fight. All of a sudden, I want to fight Golovkin after he's signed. You understand what I'm saying? So once Golovkin and Jacobs went into negotiations, then you start to hear from Canelo's side in the news. When Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko became official, all of a sudden Deontay Wilder came back from the dead and his arm is healed enough so that he can fight. That's how the game works. I mean, when somebody steals some thunder, you steal it back from them in order to get talked about and remain relevant. I mean, I can dig it. But what I have a problem with is you're going to put Golovkin on hold and then try to trick people into believing that you're actually smaller than this guy and then fight him when he's past it. I mean, listen, the absolute youngest Gennady Golovkin will be, if and when he fights Alvarez, is going to be 35 going on 36. That's the youngest. He'll be closer to 36 than 35. To me, I wouldn't be surprised if he's 36 going on 37 years old. The Triple G, he's already not in his physical prime anymore. And I actually give Daniel Jacobs, I think he has better than a 30% shot at this point in each of their careers because of it. I mean, I really do. So we'll see if they get Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to bite on their next offer, whatever that's going to be. But one thing that matters most in life to me, and apparently also to Chavez Jr., is the R word: respect. That's what he's looking for. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Fight Journal. We'll catch you on the next one.